Welcome to another episode of Legitimate Matters. I am so excited today. We're on location at Sirius XM, and today I'm interviewing my very good friend, Dr. LaJoyce Brookshire. LaJoyce, welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you, William. I'm so happy to be here.
Well, as I said before the camera started rolling, I'm excited on so many levels.
I am too.
I've known you for years, and over the course of the years, I have watched you do amazing things. You've been my inspiration.
Thank you, as well as you.
When I met you, you were with Arista Records.
We met way before that.
Did we meet before
Yes.
Arista? So
yes.
when did we meet?
We met in the 80s.
Wow.
But we shouldn't be telling that here.
No, okay. But, right, so you've done so many things. You're an author.
I am.
Okay, you're an author, you're a playwright.
I am.
And you are a doctor of naturopathy.
I am a doctor of naturopathy.
So let's talk about this. Let's talk about the transition that you've made in the course of the years.
Yes.
Starting in the entertainment industry, you decided to leave that, and you were working with some of the greats like the late Aretha Franklin.
Yes.
And who else?
Miss Aretha.
Miss Aretha.
Mm-hmm.
Miss Aretha.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
It was wonderful working with Miss Aretha. I was director of publicity at Arista Records in the mid-90s, in the golden era.
Okay.
And it was just a magical time in the industry. And I had the pleasure of working with Miss Aretha, with Notorious B.I.G., with Whitney Houston, with Kenny G,
Wow.
Carly Simon, Barry Manilow.
The greats.
All of the greats. Well, Arista had the greats.
Wow.
Yes, it was really a dynamic roster to work with.
And then you transitioned from the world of the music industry.
I did.
Which so many people just covet. I have to say that.
They
want to
do.
get into it. But that you made a decision at one point in your life that you wanted to move away from that.
Yeah, it's grueling work working in the industry. You know what, William? You're in the travel industry. So
Yes.
I woke up one Saturday morning and I saw 4 distinct piles of clothing turned upside down on the floor, and I said something has got to change.
Wow.
First of all, it was a Saturday morning, and I woke up in my bed.
Okay.
In my own home, and usually I was always on the road. There's a very dear price to pay for keeping records in the top 10.
Okay. Wow.
All right, and the employees behind the scenes are the sacrificial lambs.
Wow. Wow.
And so I had been to Seattle, so I had my pile of rainy clothes.
Okay.
I had been to Jamaica, so I had my summer clothes. I had been to Detroit, so I had winter clothes, being with Miss Aretha. And I'll never forget one time I went to Detroit, and it was supposed to be a one-day trip, and it was in the winter. And it started to snow, and they said the airport shut down, and I threw up my hands, and Miss Aretha looked at me. I said, I can't spend the night. I don't have it. She said, you're not going anywhere. And I said, I don't have anything to wear. She flung open the closet. She was like, go sit down somewhere. You're not trying to get out of here. And she said, you know better. You're from Chicago. You came to Detroit for the day, and you didn't bring anything. You didn't check the weather. I was like, okay, I'm guilty. But yeah, so and that's when I knew something had to give, because I didn't have any life of my own. But it took Biggie being murdered for me to say, okay, you got to know when to leave the party.
That was your wake-up call.
That was my wake-up call.
Yeah, someone else called it, knowing when to leave the table.
That's right.
Yeah, getting up and making that change.
That's right.
And then you transitioned from the entertainment industry, and you became a chaplain.
I became a writer first. I was always a writer. I'm actually a writer by trade.
Okay.
And then I wrote a little book called Soul Food.
I remember it, read it. It's in my collection.
Thank you. Based on the movie, and that became a New York Times bestseller.
Right.
And it was an awesome experience being on the road, being an author, realizing my dream of always wanting to write.
Yeah.
Like full-time write. And then I've written several books since then.
And you're writing, LaJoyce, and I've got them. They're on my bookshelf at home. They're life-changing books. Everything that you write has purpose.
Thank you.
Yeah. You pick up the book like you're very popular book, Faith Under Fire.
Faith Under Fire.
Faith Under Fire.
Betrayed by a Thing Called Love.
Wow. And that book, I've known you, but reading the book is so eye-opening because it says, wow, this strong woman that we look at and we see, and you're always upbeat, one never knows what
right.
people go through.
You don't.
All right, you look at the I won't even say the finished product, but you look at a person who goes through life, and you take one day at a time. People only see the exterior, but they don't know what's happening on the inside.
Have no clue.
No clue. Well, your book is one of encouragement, and that turned into a play.
It did, a play that I wrote.
That you wrote.
Co-wrote
Right.
with my writing partner, Blake Roberts in Hollywood. Shout out to Blake.
Right.
And we also wrote the screenplay for it.
Right.
And we also turned it into a teleplay.
Wow.
So it has many legs.
Faith Under Fire. I have to tell you that I saw the play, and even though I've known you and was familiar with the story, when I saw the play, it just pulled. It just pulled because it was so well written, and I was really able to, I found myself completely absorbed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, good. That was
Right.
the intent. It's a community education tool because it's educating the masses about being wary of what's going on with HIV and AIDS,
Right.
what's transpiring still. See, these are not conversations we are completely having. People are saying that they're burnt out on HIV and burnt out on the conversation of AIDS, but that's too bad because we have the numbers that are still soaring. From Arizona State University to Howard University, our babies are in trouble. On every college campus, STDs are a problem, and so is HIV, and STDs are nothing but a precursor for HIV. So I am an advocate for abstinence and health literacy.
Well, that's a legitimate matter, and these are the things that we talk about on my show.
Yeah.
Things that that mainstream media is not talking about,
True.
but is still relevant, and are the topics that while mainstream media is running the same stories and every channel is talking about the same thing over and over, Legitimate Matters is talking about the life-changing and crises
Amen.
in America
Yes.
that we're overlooking and downplaying and not giving enough attention to.
That's true.
So I thank you for the contribution that you make in that respect.
My appreciation to you for highlighting it.
And then there's more. You moved on and let's see. So you're writing books. Oh, then you wrote another book. As a matter of fact, I might have it here. I think I do. Ask the Good Doctor.
It's actually from the Ask the Good Doctor book series. This is
Okay.
the third.
Well, I'm going to tell you something funny, LaJoyce. You said to me, "Oh, well, you're consulting, and that's great, and so on." And you've noticed that I've put on a few extra pounds,
Yes.
and I'm not ashamed. Okay,
You earned it.
I am not ashamed. But I will tell you this: I'm reading your book, and it's about detoxing.
Yes.
About detoxing. And before I even jump into the whole story of detoxing, I'm going to jump to break right now
Okay.
because I want to dive into your life as a naturopathic doctor.
Surely.
Okay? Legitimate Matters. We're going to be right back.